untoward, unfavorable, adverse, or disadvantageous, unruly, troublesome, unseemly, improper.
An adjective as well. There were a few untoward comments when I was leaving the room. Okay, here, untoward, inappropriate. Yeah? Okay, not right for the situation. His behaviour was untoward. Okay? Bad behaviour or not the right behaviour.
How untoward of me!
For the situation. Yeah? Okay, untoward.
You will say the most racist, untoward words. That one is just so untoward.
Oh, very untoward of me.
It's quite untoward. That was a bit untoward.
Something untoward!
No, fully untoward.
Very untoward.
That's untoward.
God damn it.
Which, in and of itself, is very untoward. Very untoward. Hello, everyone. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you feel me? Tell me now, or I'll start screaming. Thank you, Roberto. Yay! Welcome to Untoward Tuesday, where we get very untoward. It's all about untoward stories. I'll put in the call-in number. We have a very special guest. We have two of them, and then Michaeline will be here soon as well. We have Camelot coming on, which we're very excited to speak to our dear friend Camelot. He's one of the nicest gentlemen I've ever met. You all know him. You love him. He's a race car driver, for Christ's sake. And then, of course, CHRISSIE MAYR is going to pop in, and then Michaeline will be in later. And then I will put in the call-in number. As you can see, we have a very empty, untoward board. So you call in when the call-in number is up. If you've saved it to your phone like a loon, wait till the call-in number's up. So we have a lot to talk about with the lovely and wonderful Camelot. And Chrissy knows him as well, so she's going to be dropping by too. Let me put on, I start every show now with my favorite song by Goodnight Mister, which we can't get enough of it. We can't get enough. We love it. Michaeline, we have new batteries. This. Bullets went careening past my window. Hello, everyone. Hi, McGuinevere.
Hello, Mimi.
Raid from Steel Toe. Yay! Scooter Boys. Joey Pago's here. Hello. 1,000. Great. Beauty. I don't know how to describe Cody's humor. He's like a nuts, pretty much. I am very excited about Cody coming on because I'm sure I have to ask him. I'll put on Feeding the Ducks. I have to ask him about his most untoward story. I'm sure he has a few. He's such an interesting fellow that, you know what else I love about Cody? He enjoys a White Claw. And you know here, we love a White Claw. It's basically the only thing I drink. I don't even drink water. I only drink White Claw. So we only have an hour with him. He's very exhausted from his racing schedule and all. But we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into some Rekieta stuff, steel toe stuff, since our respective friends, all of that going on. And we're gonna talk about his racing career and just what a funny, lovely gentleman he is. All right, everyone. Also, let me just go ahead and do this right now for all of you watching. What is it? 700 Kiki bucks for everyone. I'm just going to do it. I know that's radical. It's very exciting. I also have a new currency today, which I will unveil to you when our guests get here. And you know what? 700 Kiki coins, since it's such a special, fun occasion.
Wow.
Very excited. Very excited. Who's here, Mr. Q? Yeah, glad someone loves my Only Armpits page. I don't know what you're talking about, Robert, but that sounds untoward. Yes, we're very, very excited. Yeah, we're going to talk about it all. We're going to ask the tough questions. If you don't know what's been going on with the, you must all know by this point, with the Aaron Imholt and April Imholt. They're divorced now, but they're good friends of Gino and I. And I'd like to get into the perspective a little bit from Dearest Camelot about his friend Nick, who I don't know, but who has been sending me pages and pages of Instagram messages. So I would like to, I won't get into those tonight. That I'll save that for Steel Toe Morning Show on Thursday, where I fill in. Well, I guess I co-host with him on Thursdays and Gino Bisconti on Fridays. That's Steel Toe Morning Show, everybody. And then, of course, I know you're all waiting for Michaeline. She'll be here as well a little bit later. All right? I'm 31. Gino is 55. A very young 55. Very young indeed. Also, what we're going to talk about, Gino has this thing about cutting his own hair. He actually hasn't had a haircut since before the pandemic. So he cuts his hair every single day, and I think that he's cut 2 chunks out of the back of it. He's not even balding. Maybe a bit of a receding hairline, but he's not even balding. But I looked at his hair. He just keeps chopping at it in the shower. How do we convince the man before our wedding to go get a real haircut? That and more. So cool. Thank you for the orange boy. That's so sweet of you. Money for Gino's liver fund. You know what? He will need one, and I'm not giving it to him. I'm not. Okay. It's not that bad. He takes all matter of weirdo pills every day. He said to me today, he's like, I would really like it if you would start taking these. It gets rid of the spike proteins. I'm like, okay, I'm not, but if you would like that, I'll do it. You know, Gino, you love him. Thank you for the orange boy. Here you go. Here's your Kiki Bond. Zulma, cool. That's so sweet of you to care about Visconti's liver. So sweet. Visconti.
Yeah, baby.
Someone donated to your liver.
Oh. Can I have their liver instead?
I'll keep the $20, and then you keep your liver from atrophying. Okay. That sounds good. Also, you guys, you know our fair sponsors. You know them. You love them. What's this, you ask? This is a Keanu cast candle. What's this, you ask? This is an untoward candle. Ooh, and I wonder who makes them. It's our wonderful, wonderful, wonderful sponsors. You know them. You love them. They are Reed Street Soap Company, ladies and gentlemen. Promo code KikiBucks for 15% off. You can get a Keanu cast candle. You can get an untoward candle. You can get a Betrothed by Visconti candle. Get a Michaeline candle. There's so many. And they smell so good. And they're so gorgeous, aren't they? And you can use them to light your cigarettes. Everybody, it's Untoward Tuesday. So crack a White Claw, light up a cigarette with your Untoward candle. Promo code KikiBucks for 15% off. And we're going to have fun tonight. It's going to be immense. We're going to be elated. It's going to be so untoward. Livers grow back. Thank you, McGuinevere. They do. They do. Does a liver have to be a match? Gino didn't drink for 2 days. He was very proud of himself today. So I can't even say that for myself. Did I miss Kiki Bucks? Oh, 6 Gino's Cats. Since you're asking, I will award some more. I have a new currency as well, which is going to be very exciting. Here's 12 Kiki Bucks for you. Since you asked, since you know 6 Gino's. Fat cat. You know, the cat has actually been much nicer to me recently. I was crying one night and she was like, and then she hissed. And then I was crying another night. And then Gino went to bed after he consoled me. But I was crying the other evening. And I tend to stay up late. And she was standing there by the chair. And then I went. And she hopped up on the arm of the chair. And she was like. And I was like. And then she jumped down and she went. Like, cheer up. And for me, that's really nice. That's really nice of that cat. Because if you know us, she's just not very nice. She's typically like this.
Good morning, Kiki. Good morning. Oh my God.
But so we're making progress with her. We certainly are. And I know we miss Michaeline and she will be here soon. Very soon. All right. I am so excited. Because our guest is here. Our guest is here. Chrissy will be here soon as well. But you guys, you know him. You love him. He's a race car driver, for Christ's sake. Okay? Isn't that exciting? Isn't that cool? He's one of the nicest dudes I've ever met. He's a pillar of the gaming community, the streaming community, and now the NASCAR racing community. He's from the South. What more could you want, right? His next race, I believe, is in June in Iowa. I believe it's June. I wrote it down. So if you want to go see him race, it's June 14th in Iowa. And we'll ask him a lot about that and how exciting his race career is. And maybe a little bit of drama as well. Everybody, you know him. You love him. Welcome. Camelot. Hi, darling. How are you?
I'm tired, but I'm good.
You just got back from Charlotte, I hear. Yeah,
I've been going back and forth. So when you start racing for a new team, they have to have like seat fittings and all these things. You have to get in the car and they have to move everything around because you can't just hop in a car because the steering wheel is going to be like up here and it's going to be like an inch away from your face. And you're like, this isn't what I need. And then the seat's going to be a 14-inch seat, and I have a fat ass, so I need a 16-inch seat. So they got to put a new seat in it, and then they got to pour a mold in it that molds around your body, and then they shave it and then put the insert in, so it's like your exact shape.
They pour a mold around your body?
Yeah. So they put like a trash bag kind of thing. It looks like whatever those bags are called, carpenter bags or anyways. So they'll put it all, like they'll put it into the seat, and they'll wrap the bag kind of around your front ribs, and then they pour this like goop in it, and the goop hardens and it becomes like a seat insert. So they shave off the edges and then they take it out of the bag and then they set it down in the seat and like attach it with Velcro. So it's like your exact body, it's your exact shape of your body.
Well, and you're certainly not a fat ass. I know you just said that, but you
yes.
tend to take care of yourself. I mean,
yes.
Are you? Is it easier being cut, or like do you need more like meat on your bones for racing? Would you say?
It would probably be maybe easier being cut, but you have to hydrate a lot. So I can't drink the week of a race, and I have to drink liquid IVs like once or twice a day all the way up until the race, or else when you get to the end of the race, you don't really realize it. And I know it's really hard.
Adrenaline, probably.
Yeah, you don't really. It's hard to to give people the perspective that have never done it, because I didn't have it until I did it either. But you get to the end of the race and your adrenaline's pumping, and you'll notice in the moment that you're like out of breath, like halfway through the race, and you still have an hour left. And you'll notice you're like hyperventilating, but you'll just keep pushing through. And then you'll get to the end of the race, and then you'll pull into pit road, and then you start blacking out. Like it's just everything starts shutting down, and you're like, "Oh God, I'm done. I'm
my body
does
not compute." Right. Oh God.
So you gotta. So I do a lot of high intense cardio stuff that I'm trying to get a lot of conditioning in. So I'll do a lot of Stairmaster stuff at the gym after weight training, and then I'll drink a lot of liquid IVs, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do.
Moly. So you mentioned on a stream of yours that they changed the rules and like something about your seatbelt was like flapping around.
Yeah.
What's that about? Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was just we were at Dover, and I felt something flapping, and we're just Dover's a fast track. It's a really small fast track, and I felt something flapping, and I thought it was my radio like wire, and I reached down and grabbed it, and it was my right seatbelt just flapping. So it wasn't even connected. So yeah, if I'd have hit the wall, I'd broke my collarbone in like 5 pieces probably.
Oh my God.
But luckily I didn't die. So
Charlotte, go ahead. Sorry.
Of course, NASCAR is like, well, you should pull over as soon as you notice that. I'm like, yeah, you notice it until it's too late.
You're like, okay, yeah, now I'm Dale Earnhardt. How dare you?
Yeah, you get like the caution comes out, and you'll notice that your seatbelt's not in. And you're like, well, I didn't even know, man. So it's just, things happen, man. You can't predict everything. But
so you've been back and forth from Charlotte recently. Is Charlotte Motor Speedway one of your favorite places to go?
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, we ran there 2 weeks ago. Easily my favorite, the coolest experience of my life. I always wanted to run there, and we were running 9th most of the day. We were having a great day. And then we restarted 3rd on the final restart, and we didn't take tires, and it did not work out. So we finished 13th, but it was a great day. It was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah. The other thing I was going to ask is, I'm from Rock Hill actually, which is, I've spent many a time at Charlotte Motor Speedway. NASCAR is my dad's favorite thing. They used to do fireworks there actually. It's like 20 minutes from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Do you have a favorite track that you like to do?
Right now I would say Charlotte. As far as a track to race, it's Charlotte by a mile, but I love racing at Talladega because it's just a really wide racetrack, and you just put the pedal to the floor like a go-kart and you just go. And it's funny because you're going 190, and you get real used to it, so it feels like you're going slow after a while. And then sometimes you look down at the RPMs and they're blinking red because you're in like a really tight drafting pack, and you're like, damn, I'm going fast. Like every now and then you like come out of that weird like comfort zone, and you'll see your RPM
is
flash.
Is it drafting pack like how you kind of like race, like shake and bake from that Talladega Nights, where you're like sort of racing with other people, and then you
nose to tail
for the layman. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So you run about 173 miles an hour by yourself, or 176 depending on your like setup. And in the draft, you'll run about 187 or 190 ish.
Holy shit! How did you get like? How did you get into racing? Did you just like fast cars growing up? And the second part of that question is, are you an official NASCAR racer now?
Yeah, I have my license.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, I've raced I think 7 or 8 races now.
And you just got that news too, that you're like absolutely like, okay, this is the.
Yeah, I signed a year contract last week, and it got announced today. And it was a really cool deal. So we're going to be in a really, really fast car the rest of the year. So I'm very pumped about that, because otherwise I was like popping in between like rides, and they were underfunded rides, and I was overperforming in these rides, which is really cool. I don't necessarily think I'm any good at this. I just kind of hopped into it. And so teams started coming to me and being like, hey, you should race for us. And all you got to do is bring your sponsor. That's kind of like the requirement. Bring your sponsor.
So is Timcast your like official sponsor?
Yeah, the whole year.
That's awesome. I love that.
Thank God for Tim. He's such a good man. I talk to him every day, and he's really supportive.
Just love you, but also happens to love racing, and then just.
I think he likes the idea of racing, yeah. And because he's going to come to a race this year, we're still figuring out the perfect one for him to come to. But it's it's just he was just really into it. I met him. It was when I met him, and I was playing pool and hanging out, and I was like, hey, and he was like, hey, you race NASCAR, right? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, we're looking for sponsorship. Actually, I meant to ask you about that. And it was a 7-second conversation, and he was like, oh, well, how much for the whole year? And I was like, oh, well, here's a giant number that's unrealistic. And he was like, okay, done. And we made the deal right there. So that's how it came to be.
That's awesome. How did you know that you would be a good, like my dad always said, my dad thinks he can surf and he's never surfed. My dad loves NASCAR because he's like, I just know I could do it. Did you just know, like, I think I can do that? Did you grow up watching it? You're just like,
yeah. I started watching it when I was 9, and me and my dad, in the trailer park, and we watched it.
Well, at least you had a television.
Thank God for that. We had one of those big screen TVs that you run your nails across, and it would be like, because it was huge, like those giant box TVs. And anyways, I didn't miss a race for years, and we watched it, and we'd go to races and stuff. No, absolutely not. I never thought I would be good at it. I thought I would be all right. I thought I could maybe handle it. I don't know. There was a couple occasions where I thought I wouldn't. And it was like when I first started short track racing, and I was just I was not, people were leaving me. It's because they did it for years. But once you get into it and you understand you can do it and you start improving, it's pretty cool. Now, granted, not everybody has it, because there's people that have raced for years, and like I'll go by them like they're sitting still, and it's really weird. So it just depends on if you got it or not. It's one of those things, I guess. And I was very happy that I've kind of realized I have it a little bit. So that's something that I really enjoy. And it was random.
I'm manifesting for you. You'll be the next John Andretti or something.
Which one is he?
He was the Cheerios car. It's the only one I knew growing up because I loved Cheerios. My dad, we always went to races, but what?
Yeah, he won at Martinsville in 2000, I think.
Yeah.
So,
there's
hey man, that'd be great. One win, I'm cool.
There you go. I'm manifesting. You're gonna be the new John Andretti, except it'll be Tim Fast. And you look so handsome in your promos on Instagram and everything. Yeah. Like you're a real racer. This is insane.
Yeah, it's very good. Oh, imagine how I feel when I'm like, damn, this is cool.
Imagine, from GameStop, from working at GameStop to GameStop fame, maybe racing cars on a video game, to now you're literally in NASCAR. That's insane, man. Oh my gosh.
It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. I'm really enjoying it, and I hope I can do it for a long time, and I hope I have success in it. So
you will.
We'll see.
So you said something about that you were in a race that I think you said that you were you came in 9th, which is a pretty big deal for where you are. And then people started talking to you about it, right?
Yeah. I started the year, and I was racing for a team called Wayne Peterson Motorsports, or Peterson Motorsports, or whatever. Great people, but it's a very underfunded ride. And that's not like a bad word or a bad phrase. I mean, the people understand. They're running on a shoestring budget. So they have like these 2 chassis with the same body on it for years, and they're doing everything they can to keep it legal. And it has an old engine in it. They're called legacy engines. They're not even the right engine. It's just to increase the car count, they'll let you use these other engines that are old. Now, granted, the engines themselves aren't old. They're refreshed and rebuilt, but they're older style engines, and they put out a lot of power. They're like early 2000s, 2010-ish, like NASCAR Cup engines. So they're like monster engines. So the sport puts a tapered spacer on them. It's called the legacy penalty, and it lowers the horsepower on them. So you're already at a disadvantage now, because the sport themselves, they own like a big portion of the current engine supplier, which is called Ilmor. So that's the spec engine that they run in that series and in the NASCAR truck series as well.
Holy moly. Okay.
So I was in those cars with the old engines, with these old bodies, and not really a setup on them, kind of. And we were going, and I didn't have new tires. We didn't have, we were using scuffed tires from last year. And, I got 2 top 10s in that car. And, at one point, the guy that owns the current team that I signed with, is a big team. He does one-offs. Every once in a while, he'll race a race just for fun to keep it alive. And but he has a whole team of drivers. And he was like on the lead lap at, I think, Nashville. Yeah. And I passed him in this underfunded like old engine ride. I passed him at one point, and I was 3 laps down, and he was in the lead lap, and I passed him, and then it took him like 3 laps to get back around me, and he was like, "Huh, this guy just passed me in this car that has rust all over it, and it's it's one of the old cars." And he was like, "Oh, I gotta talk to him." So literally a week later, I was at the NASCAR Hall of Fame doing a media event.
Oh my God.
We got alone, and he stopped me, and he's like, "Hey man, what's your plans for the rest of the year?" And I'm like, "I don't know." So that's how that all kind of started.
Holy moly. Okay, yeah. It's sort of like I guess it's sort of like the only thing I can compare it to is that it's sort of like comedy. Well, this person shouldn't be funny or whatever. He went, yeah, I think this guy has some potential. That is so fucking cool, man. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's been really cool. My dad, I talked to my dad on the phone like 3 weeks ago, and he was like, "I'm gonna be honest. When you started this, I did not think you'd be able to really do it for like real."
Yeah.
And he's like, my dad's like just really happy. He's like, "This is great that you are actually capable of being up to speed and actually being competitive." He's like, it's because he loves watching it. He's been watching it for 40 years.
Right.
So he's really enjoying watching it at home because it's on cable. It's on Fox Sports 1 every Friday and Saturday.
Oh my God. Okay, so have you had your first official NASCAR race yet, or?
Oh well, so the series I race in is called the Arkham Menard series. It's owned by NASCAR and operated by NASCAR.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yes,
and it was at Pensacola, and then of course after that I raced Talladega, Kansas, Charlotte. A bunch
you
of
know what you're doing. You're a pro by now. That's
what my Wikipedia says. I'm a professional.
Hell yes. Oh my God. Okay, so do you plan on just like giving up streaming altogether and be like, fuck this, I'm a NASCAR driver? Like,
I don't think so. I enjoy streaming a lot. And the only reason I'm racing is because the people in my chat support me so damn much.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I could do it otherwise. And until I sign like a really big contract that's very profitable. Because the one I just signed it's pretty profitable, but it's not like crazy profitable. So I mean, if one day I signed $1 million contract and I had $1 million in my savings account, and maybe then I don't know, but I would still want to stream just because I care, and I care about the people that are in my chat. Because I don't know about you, but when I look in my chat, every name that goes by, almost 99% of them I recognize them. Like
I recognize them all. I want to invite literally all of them to my wedding, and I can't. But I'm like, Courtney, you should come to my wedding. I'm like, God, maybe I should. We'll see how many people they're so fucking supportive. It does. If they become like it's like when you watch, maybe you don't watch Sex in the City, but somehow Charlotte, Miranda, Samantha, and Carrie become your friends, even though you don't know them.
Yeah.
Really, you kind of do,
Well, that's the funny thing, because I tell everybody in my chat, I'm like, hey, if you want to come to one of my races, just DM me.
Yeah.
And some of them legitimately will do it. Now, it's not many, but like this weekend, I think I have 6 people from my chat coming. And they get free pit passes and everything provided by the sport because I'm, a driver. So they give drivers 8 free pit passes for anybody they want. So they can just come in, they're hot passes. You can literally be in the hauler with me. Because you can get pit passes in a lot of different sport, or in any NASCAR division. You can buy pit passes, but you can't be on the team and go hang out inside the hauler with the drivers and chill. It's like full access. So I have 6 of my people in my chat that are coming this weekend.
That is so nice. Oh my God. And you're like, no, you're not like super chat me for a pass. You're like, see you here all the time. You're a good dude, man. I
should start charging like $1,000 per.
I know. Super chat me 1,000. I'll put you on the pit crew.
Yeah.
Did you have Cecil? I remember last time I was hanging out with him. He said he was maybe he said he was in the pit crew. I can't remember. We were quite drunk, but
he was. He's always he's been to like 3, I think now, or 3 or 4 of my races. And cool. He just sits on the pit wall, like literally on the pit wall with my car, pulls up 2 feet from it, and they're changing my tires, and Cecil's just sitting there, and I always see him and I wave at him out the window. I'm like, hey, Cecil. And he's just sitting there. My helmet has a Cecil sticker right here. It says Cecil Says.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
a perfect spot for it as well. I
Yeah.
wanted to ask you about okay, love life. Have you I don't believe you have a girlfriend currently, right?
No, I have a couple.
You have a few. Okay. Has racing, and I came up with some are they racing chicks that like love you now and not like internet gals? I was thinking like track tricks or track tramps or speed strumpets, vroom vamps, something like that. Like what can we call them? Do you get a bunch of groupies from your racing career?
They're called garage bunnies.
Garage bunnies.
Yeah, there's already a phrase for this. Yes.
Okay, so you mean car courtesan is not that's not what they call them. Okay,
No.
good to know.
Vehicle escort. No.
Garage bunnies.
Yeah,
Okay.
lot lizards. Lot lizards. Hey,
Lot lizards. Yes.
that's a good one. No, yeah, no. As far as viewers, I don't do the coitus with viewers. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they'd be like, "Oh, well, he just smashed my pisser. Now I'm gonna turn on him." It's like immediately, give me money. So no. If I hang out with a girl and she's like she knows my YouTube, then I'm not about it. But if I hang out with a girl and I'm like, yeah, I do YouTube, and she's like, oh, really? I've never heard of that. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, that's good.
I hear that.
Great,
Okay.
perfect.
So your love life is going well, and it's not, but you're not dating the track tramps or what?
Not the lot lizards.
Bunnies.
No lot
Not
lizards here.
No car courtesans. Okay.
No.
Got it.
No.
Got it.
No.
All right. Do the where do you meet girls then? Just like going out in your town, and you have a couple of them and they know about each other and you're like, I'm not looking for anything serious.
Yeah. I have girls that I hang out with on, the daily, specifically like one mainly, there's a couple girls I hang out with, but there's the one mainly that is a cute blonde girl.
Aww.
If you ever go to a race, she goes to like one out of every 4 of my races. So she always flies out. So she's a true blue bro. She's a good dude. So
I love that. Oh, that's sweet.
I think if I ever had the balls to get married, which I don't think I ever would, I would probably just choose that lady because she's laid back and fun and doesn't care about anything.
I love that. And listen, I never thought I'd have the balls to get married either, but I don't know but apparently I am. So, it happens. So if you're saying that, maybe it's a match.
Yeah.
I wanted to let you know. So we do Kiki bucks, Kiki coins here. In your honor, I want to give everyone, because I know half the people, probably more than half the people watching right now, are big fans of yours. So I created something. I'm calling it Camelot cash. So everybody here gets one bundle of Camelot cash right now.
I liked how it was like a 4-cylinder, like Honda revving. That's nice.
I think it was like a motorcycle. There was one that was speed car. It just didn't work so well. But yes, everybody here gets a bundle of Camelot cash. We'll play it once more, and you get 50 bundles of them, Camelot.
Good.
Yes, exactly. Oh my gosh. I wanted to talk to you also, and I know I'm sure you're sick to death of talking about the Rekieta situation.
Yeah.
I've really appreciated your commentary on it, and I know he's a buddy of yours, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I've talked to him. The first show I did, I texted him, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna stream tonight and talk about your situation." And he's like, "Yeah, dude, that's cool." He's like, "You're true blue, so I'm okay with it." I'm like, "All right." So I streamed on the first day, and I was, lo and behold, there was 4,000 viewers, which is wild.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, there's way too many people in here.
I know it's like the hot gossip. I'm like, what is this, reality TV? Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So, and I was, I wasn't, a lot of people called me the nose guard. But I wasn't there. I don't think I had many positive things to say that first stream, and it wasn't overtly negative either, because we didn't know anything at the time.
Right.
All we knew was our boys and he got arrested. That's all we really knew. And we knew what he was being charged with or whatever. And then of course, I've talked to him several times since then.
Uh-huh.
And I always tell him when I'm doing a show. And I've kind of held the same position. And he knows it. I mean, I've told it to him like through text.
Yeah. You're not sweeping for him or like being a nose guard, in my opinion. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean,
but you're his friend.
A lot of people say that, and they agree. The issue is basically if you don't overtly wish death on him, or you're like just really aggressive in how you present what you're saying, then people just call you a nose guard. And I'm like, look, my position has always been he needs to go to rehab. He needs to, have accountability. He needs to look in the mirror and be like, I fucked up. I got to do whatever it takes to benefit my family, like no matter what it is, and face the consequences. And I'm like, hopefully, what I would like to see is he goes to rehab, he gets everything taken care of, and he's sober and better as a result, and his family is happy and healthy, and they're looking forward to the future. That's what I would like to see. And people are like, you're a nose guard. And I'm like, what? Well, so what's the alternative? Do you want him to be shot? Like, I don't understand.
I know when you and Zia were talking about it, like, that's not even how I feel about him. And I don't know him. I think I've been on one stream with him. Right.
Yeah.
And I found him to be an intelligent, charming, lovely human being from maybe 2 years ago or a year and a half ago on a Chrissy stream. Fine.
He used to be an intelligent. Yeah. He used to be an intelligent, loving human being.
Used to be. Yes. Exactly. Just from the looks of him, even it seems the other way now. But I was watching when you and Zia, our dear friend Zia, were talking about it. No, what is the alternative? Do you want him to die? No, of course not. I don't necessarily. You want him to get help. You want him to have some accountability for himself. And you as his friend, and you have, this is a tough question, I know, but you've spoken about it. You've had a sister who was an addict, and you've had a brother die from addiction, I guess, right? Yeah. Yep. Fentanyl one time, right?
Yep. Yeah, the new thing. The new thing, fentanyl. I'm going to try this, Dad. That's how it works.
Great. I know. And then and listen, I'm no angel. I have, tried blow in my life in college and done all that stuff, but like, it's a little too scary, now, or casually, or, even that just kind of freaks me out. Right. But, I like the perspective you have on it, because he's even still willing to talk to you or whatever, even though, you're like, dude, I think you really need to. Nobody wants you to go to prison. Nobody wants him to like go to prison or like have his family taken away from him. But I think a little accountability would be good, and maybe a little rehab, because you're just worried for him, right?
Sure. And I mean, for context, his kids were taken away from him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a normal outlook on it. And I don't think it's highly unreasonable.
It's not, no.
And it's just crazy. The stuff you read, man, is people think now this is the weirdest thing to me. Look, when I 3 years ago, maybe on YouTube, I started doing a series where I was like talking about my Tinder stories. And because I used to be on Tinder all the time, that was like the thing. I was like working, and I was on Tinder, and I was in great shape. I was like 151 pounds. I'm 5'10". I was shredded. And
I think you have a little bit of eating disorder. Just from knowing you, I think you have a little bit of eating disorder.
Oh yeah, you do. Yeah,
I think you, or maybe what do you call it? Body dysmorphia.
Yeah,
I think
last time we hung out,
you do.
I don't know if you remember. Yeah, I was I was so drunk when we were at Pocono, and I still wouldn't eat the pizza. I was looking at it, and I was like blitzed, and I was like, I'm so drunk, I want that pizza, and I just didn't eat it.
You were so wasted, but I didn't even notice you were really wasted. But the next day, because I sleep all day anyway too, then when I fell down the stairs, you heard me fall down the stairs, because I think that's probably what woke you up in your hangover, that and the biscuits that Fealty brought you. But yeah, I digress. Go ahead with what you were saying.
But yeah, no, they to my surprise, and look, I kind of see a lot of the stuff people are going to say coming. But when I saw people saying that their theory was I got Nick into drugs, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I've never done drugs. I've never done drugs in my life ever. I did like I took a THC Delta 9 edible when I was in Denver 3 years ago when I was in the
kidding me.
mountains.
That's what people are saying is that you
Yeah.
got him into drugs.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, look at me. I weigh 193 pounds of solid rock.
He is a 42-year-old man that got himself into drugs. Absolutely fucking not.
So that was silly.
That is silly.
And you know, I've never done any of that. And obviously I take a drug test randomly every month for NASCAR. So I can't
no.
So I thought that was silly. And then they were like, yeah, he got him into degeneracy and hookers. And I was like, I've never done any of that either. Like, I just hooked up with girls.
So it's your fault. Even if you had, and I'm not saying you had, he has 5 children. Okay. He has 5 children. You're a single man. I'm not saying you did that. Even if you had, that's on him.
Sure.
I don't know. Right.
Sure.
That's completely on him. So like what? We're going to like, that's there. Here's the bottom line. I know you're friends with him and I know that you've been as kind as you possibly could be. I don't know him from really only from one stream. I don't know him from a hole in the wall. Aaron and April are really good friends of mine. I guess April was, or what have you. Here, I'm going to give you a little perspective on them. I want to know, like, April was a bridesmaid in my wedding. I haven't heard from her because I feel like Nick has alienated her. And when she does text back to, like, Bisconti nowadays, this is my theory. I don't even think it's April. I think it's him. Nick sent me, I know you know nothing of it, but, like, Nick sent me pages and pages and pages of messages on Instagram. And again, I don't know him. And it was all basically just shitting on Aaron. And I'm like, Aaron, at least, I'm like, I don't care whatever you're going to tell me about Aaron. I don't care about you, Nick. Really. I don't care about, I feel sorry for your kids that they've been taken away from you. I feel sorry for your wife. I feel sorry for the whole situation. But where's my friend April, right? My friend April wasn't like this before she met you. And she's an adult, not saying it's his fault, but I think that they're at least still in contact, if not that she's living next door to him. And that's what she said as well when she was arrested with them. But where was she when they battering rammed the door down in the house? So the central thesis of these messages is I'm like, I don't care what you tell me about Aaron. I don't care. I'm worried about my friend. And if he were I'm not saying he's not a good man, but I don't think he's in his right mind right now. He would say to her, we shouldn't be talking right now. You can't live next door. And if she's not living next door, if not living with him, then he shouldn't have any contact with her. I don't think. I mean, I don't know. It's not going to work out. How about, focus on getting your kids back, focus on your wife. And why are you talking to me about April? And why won't she answer me? I'm like, this is all fine and good, but as long as he's like, I've always encouraged April to reach out to you specifically so they know the story or whatever. I'm like, listen, bottom line, unless you can tell me that she actually does have her own place and isn't in contact with you, I don't think you're good for her. I don't think anybody that gets arrested together, the 3 mugshots, the wife, the nanny, and Nick, I think if he were a man in his right mind, he'd go, April, you know what? Maybe one day we'll end up together. Maybe. But for now, let's not contact each other. Why is he fucking talking to me about that? That's my bottom line. But he tries to, that's why I think he's a freaking culty narcissist. But that's just me. That's just how I feel about it because I'm worried about my friend. And that might be hard. But I think she's a little impressionable and they should not be in contact. So I don't know.
I don't necessarily disagree. I mean, I don't know enough about, the other side of the situation as far as Aaron. I mean, I watched Aaron show a few times when this was all exploding.
And he can be a doofus. He can
Yeah.
be a total doofus, right?
Yeah.
I mean, no, he's not even denying that, right? But anyway, go
Right.
ahead. Yeah.
So, but anyways, yeah, he I didn't really keep up with that. I just knew I remember, when Nick told me, I don't know, like it seems like a long time now, maybe 10 months ago when he met
That's
April.
what I was going to ask you about
And,
April, right?
Yeah,
10
and he
months
said
ago.
it was about 10 months ago when he met April, and then that's when he stopped really talking to me. Right at that moment. It was like a hard cut moment,
Mhm.
And so that's when he stopped talking to me. And generally speaking, as far as addiction goes, I think so. For a little bit of a context for why people react the way they do, as far as viewers, I know we're real people and we're different, but
Mhm.
viewers, this is all a lot of entertainment for them. This is
It's like reality TV.
it's like a football game, and
Yeah.
they have the side they enjoy and the side they do not enjoy.
Mhm.
And the difference in a football game from 2002 is social media exists and people can go and continue the entertainment. Like they don't, if the touchdown happens, the team loses, they throw the beer at the TV, they go to bed. That's the end of it. It's not like that anymore. They can go find the person's address, they can send people to their house, try to get them swatted, all that shit, because they think they think it's morally justified in their mind.
Right.
But that's a little bit of context. It's all entertainment for these people. But
And it just feeds the fire of what's going on.
it makes it fun.
Right.
I get it, dude. It makes it more fun.
Right.
And then people were trying to drag me into it because they want to extend the entertainment to me, like do some more entertainment stuff. And it's never really bothered me though. There's been threads on me for 5 years, 6 years now. But I have a real life outside of this, so
Right.
A lot of these people, this is all they have. Like
that's it, right? Any troll that's going to come at you, they right. The meaner the better. I always say, I'm like, that's diabolically mean. I love that you went so far to say something mean, but
then they resort to like swatting and shit, and that's a little
good.
They do calm down. It's not that big a deal. But anyways, when it comes to like the whole addiction thing, I mean, a lot of these people have never been around addiction. My sister and brother were like the sweetest people on earth, and then the addiction started, and their personality shifted completely on its head. It's the craziest shit I've ever, like, I think back to it now. They were like mean as a snake. And they were never like that. And then my brother obviously died like 15 years after that. And then my sister's sober. She's been sober for years because she had a kid.
Thank God.
I guess she chose the right path.
Oh,
when it came
one kid. Yes.
Yeah. It fixed it. And she's the same person I remember when we were 14 growing up. Same exact person. Like nice, sweet, caring. And when she was addicted, heavily involved in that, she's one of the meanest people you'd ever meet in your life. And she wouldn't talk to you for 10 years. She didn't give a fuck. And anyways, so that being said, it doesn't shock me the moves that I'm seeing, or if people are distant, or if people are angry, or people are lashing out. And it also doesn't shock me that it's very hard for April to talk to you.
It doesn't shock me at all. But it was long before this was public that she was distant. And I'm sorry, I don't think it was because of listen, all right, the wife swapping, swinging, all that stuff. Like Cecil said, adults, leave it at your front door. There are kids there. Again, that's none of my business, right? There are kids there. I didn't know about any of that. But she is 100% from just watching her on the stream. The last time I really talked to her was when we they called us on their stream to open up because I proposed to her to be a bridesmaid and Aaron to be a groomsman in our wedding. And she was so out of sorts, so strung out, sort of looking back on it. I had no idea. And then it turns into, well, Aaron's the monster. I'm not an addict. Something else is something else. It's not that. It's not that. It's not that. It's just
well,
I get that. I'm like, all right, well, tell me what it is. I've called her. I've texted her and I said, just checking up on you before I really knew exactly what was going on. And then when I knew what was going on, all I said to her was, I just want to make you laugh. Let's not talk about any of this bullshit. Let's not talk about any of it. Let's just catch up. I can make her laugh, make you laugh about anything. We could talk about, I don't know, but nesting dolls or something. I don't give a fuck. Whatever it is, just so I can hear your voice.
I have a good opinion on this. And so I've heard this. Look, I'll be frank with you. I don't know the Aaron guy. And I watched the show a few times, and I just couldn't watch it anymore because his personality does not click with me.
He rubs people the wrong way. I can totally see that. I can totally see that.
It's just like nails on a chalkboard. But I don't know the guy. Look, but the reason I'm saying this is because there's this narrative, and I don't know anything about it, but there's this narrative coming from every direction, except for Aaron, and you got, and of course people, right. That Aaron somehow caused all this. And I'm like,
but I don't see how he did,
And my point is, I hear this a lot, and Aaron's the only one that I see sober. And I said this like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, because I first heard this, I don't know where I heard it. Was like, I think maybe it was Aaron that said it. They say it's all my fault. And I'm like, he's the only one sober, kind of. Like, I'm watching his show and he's sober. And he's like got weight on him. He looks normal. His skin
he does, right?
You know what I'm saying? So that was my opinion on that. Like on the sidelines of being somebody that knows addiction, can spot it a mile away. I'm like, so how did the sober guy trick everybody else to? You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Through all of that, and so Nick texts me and like, you'll never know the full story, or one day maybe you'll let me tell you. I'm like, here's the bottom line to me. Aaron may rub people the wrong way or what have you, and he admitted to doing drugs a couple of times but doesn't like them. My friend April was found in your house with drugs, guns, and kids. I'm not anti-gun. I don't see why you have a loaded one under your bed. And with her credit cards in the bed, or like on the nightstand covered in cocaine. Okay. Aaron got out of it. He may say all you want about Aaron, he's a big doofus or what have you. He got out because he's like, this isn't right. And he tried to get April out of it and couldn't. So unless Nick has something to message me on Instagram about how, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about Aaron. I don't think right now you should be speaking to my friend April, because you actually are the reason that she started doing drugs. Her personality changed completely. She told me, she was like, I know I've been distant. I've been distant from all my friends and all my family. That's what she texted me.
Yeah.
That is Nick alienating her. And that, to me, at least. And if he is still the arrogance of having any contact with her, is like, I know better than you. She's not an addict. I'm not an addict. Aaron's the asshole. It's his fault. Why? Because he's a doofus?
Yeah. So, I don't really know anything about, April and the Nick alienate. I mean, when it comes to addicts, they just stop talking to everybody. And that's the only thing I can speak on in that. As far as Aaron, like I said before, and this is a common theme. And this is kind of the thing that's I was talking about in my first show. Is the first show I did about this is everybody involved is saying they're not addicts. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, look, and I don't want to shit on people that are struggling with substance abuse. I don't
either. 100%. It's a terrible bitch to be fucking like an addict. I'm sure. I can't imagine that. I'm not wishing them ill. I'm not wishing like hate on any of them. That's a terrible thing. It's an actual disease. It's awful.
I agree. And the issue is the number one thing keep in mind, I'm from a trailer park in Alabama. Everybody in my family's meth addicts. I'm so surprised I fucking escaped. And my parents, of course, my parents are normal. So the one thing that addicts all do in unison without fail is they 100% from their perspective don't see themselves as addicts, and they will tell everybody they're not an addict, and they will fight tooth and nail to prove they're not an addict when they are an addict.
Right. It's very sad, actually.
So that's like the thing is like, if anybody involved is like, I'm not an addict, stop calling me an addict. You're like, oh fuck, they're an addict.
Right. I'm not an addict. I don't do that. No.
Oh my God.
That man did it to me. I'm not an addict. And right. So no matter how many times, Rekieta wants to message me and tell me Aaron did this and Aaron did this and he's dragging my family's name through the mud or whatever. I'm like, I don't care about that. Okay. We all talk about our lives on our shows. Okay.
Yeah.
That does not change the fact.
Yeah.
That
I would,
April is now an addict and you are still talking to her and you're the one that got her into drugs. So
yeah, if I was Nick, I would have 100% not, I would 100% not be talking to anybody involved in this.
That's what blows my mind. That's why I call him that's why I think oh my God, what is wrong with you? Why talk to me? Do you think you're going to change my mind? I think he's writing the text that she responds to to not only a couple of other friends of mine, but to Bisconti. And I said to Nick, I said, I wish April had never met any of you, Aaron included. She was a fucking girl that she was just like to go hunting and sit in a fucking tree. Okay. Yeah. When last time we were there, I brought an open White Claw in the truck, right? Just because I'm an idiot. She was like, oh my God. I was like, it was Bisconti. She was so nervous and scared about that. I cannot imagine her even doing any drugs. All right. But just this fucking person who he said to me, you have no idea what accountability I'm taking or whatever. I said, it just, from my perspective, doesn't seem like you're taking any, man. And why don't you worry about your court case, your children, and your wife? Why are you speaking for April? Why can't April? I said, tell her to give me a call. He said, I have been encouraging her the entire time to give you a call. I said, I don't like that you can encourage her to do anything. You want to end up together somewhere down the line after all this is said and done when you're both clean or whatever. You know what? Fine. Yeah. Right now, it's just nothing but self-serving to fucking have her living next door or, right. Even being in contact with her, Yeah.
So. And that's the thing is another thing with addicts and they'll justify the usage for being good for you or better for you. Mm-hmm. And that's something that, maybe her seeing an open White Claw was weird for her back then. Mm-hmm. But now she thinks, she's been told, and she thinks that, doing a little bit of this is actually good for you, and doing a little bit of this actually helps this, and doing a little bit of this, because that's how addicts justify use. They'll be
that's what Rekieta would say. Well, actually, Aaron, what you don't understand is it metabolizes in your body, and actually it stops doing it. He's like, I just don't want you to die, man. Like, okay. And then I don't know. You're doing line after line, like those streams that he was on. It's not anyone's fault that he was clearly so fucked up. That's why he got, the police came. That's why he got raided. Right.
Yeah. I mean, look, I mean, when it comes down to it, like it's what I said at first. Addicts don't think people notice.
Right.
It's like, bro, you've lost 80 pounds and you look like you're about to die every second. Like everybody knows. Like everyone knows. And my sister would walk in the house, man. She would walk in the house with her eyes almost completely shut, and she would be tripping over like furniture, and then she'd fall next to her door and just collapse. And I'd be like, oh my God, what's happening? She's like, I'm just tired. And I'm like, I was 14. And I'm like, oh, you're just tired. You're sleepy. That's why you're literally about to die right now. No, it's because you're so fucked up. You can't even move. And it's like, and she's like, she doesn't think I can tell. Like, she doesn't think my parents can tell. And we always could tell.
Right.
And that's just the thing, man. It's just how it works. And
it is. And like you were worried about your sister, you're worried about Nick too. I understand that. Like I'm worried about April. Even though she doesn't want to talk to me or do whatever, or like I understand it. I can't imagine that they're, using right now. I fucking pray to God that they're not. But I don't know.
I don't see why not.
You really?
You don't just fucking stop. You know how many times my sister got arrested and would come home? She would get out She never got charged either. My sister was the luckiest person in the world. She was like walking down the road in like underwear, and the police stopped her, and she was so fucked up on Xanax she couldn't walk, and they brought her home. It's the craziest shit. And my sister, like, one time she was so messed up, she sold a car to a kid. She didn't live with it. She got kicked out a long time ago at this point.
So basically what you're telling me, you're like, you ain't seen nothing I've seen. Like, this is like nothing. You're like,
my sister, shit. She sold a car to a kid. He was like 16 or 17. And then when he left the driveway, she called the police and reported it stolen because she thought she could do that. She thought she came up with the best plan that had ever been planned. This will work. Yes. Oh my God. And of course she gets arrested immediately for falsifying that. And she's facing like a felony charge or something. This is in a different state. Yeah. And the judge just looks at her and he's like, I'm going to give you a break. And she like drops all charges. And I'm like, how's this? And I was at this point, I'm like, please charge her. Please. Right. It's going to be the only thing that makes her not die.
Zia said, she was like, I was so relieved when my sister went to jail.
Yeah, because you're going to die otherwise. And
exactly.
So, yeah.
They probably are then, from what you're telling me. Just the streams he's doing and the stuff, like, it's not that he seems, fucked up or anything, but why are you badgering everyone? Why are you talking to us about April? Why aren't you focusing on, staying sober? Not streaming, why are you trying to convince us about Aaron, who is not on drugs? Just focus on yourself and your life. But no, I mean, yeah, you're so right. They probably are. And if April seriously won't call me, and in my opinion, the text that she does send to Bisconti, which has been one, and maybe another friend of ours, they sound like Nick. Well, so
the issue is if you say anything, or you or Gino, you say anything supportive when she's in that state, she will immediately see it as aggressive. Yeah, 100%. And that will stop her. She won't reach out to you anymore. Like, that's just when you're like, hey, I'm really worried about you. Can you text me? They delete your text. They're done.
That's the funny thing. I said, we don't have to talk about any of this. When the mugshots or whatever came out, I said, this will be a blip in your life. You can rebuild your life or whatever. Call me. Let's just talk about anything else, please. Yeah. I have always been like, let's just talk about literally anything else. But I don't know if that's all I've done. Yeah.
It was a supportive message, and that's all it takes. If you show that you talk to me, blah 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 blah, they're immediately, nope, fuck you, I don't like you. That's how that works. Like, I used to reach out to my sister all the time. There's no way in hell. No way in hell.
You're trying to, I'm not an addict. Someone else did this to me. That's whatever. And I'm not blaming anyone in the situation. Oh my goodness. We have a friend here. I know you have to go soon. Well, only 10 more minutes, but look, it's Chrissy. Yeah, good luck.
I'll give you Chrissy. What's up, baby? I'll give you a good example. When the Dear John, I don't know if you know about this clip, but there was a Dear John clip where Nick told this guy to kill himself like 100 times or something. I don't remember. And I was like, damn, this is fucked up. And he was fucked up on that stream. So like the next day I texted him and I was like, hey man, I'm worried about you. Hope you're doing well. Like blah, 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 blah. And he responded, thanks. So yeah, it doesn't matter what you say.
Right.
And look, I don't know anything for sure. I don't know what's going on for sure. I just hope it works out positively for everybody involved.
Agreed.
And to be honest, I don't necessarily think it will. After like a couple streams, a couple things that have been said here and there, and I'm like, oh fuck, I feel like it's gonna get worse. You know what I'm saying?
It will 100%. It'll just get fucking worse. I think for all of them to maybe separate would be a good fucking idea.
Yeah, like I said, I talk to Nick almost every day. And we go back and forth, and I'm pretty sure he understands that I'm supportive, and I hope everything works out for him and his family. Even though like there's some heinous charges, man. There's some fucked up shit that's could or could have not happened, and I'm just hoping it works out. And that, of course, that makes me a nose guard, of course. But
Right. I don't want, like you said, like you and Z, I don't want him to die. I want him to stay away from my friend April and stop badgering me with Instagram messages about how Aaron's an asshole. Aaron's an asshole in a different way, but he's not a drug addict. You endangered your kids. That's horrible. Whatever.
What does Nick have to gain from telling you or telling April, I guess, that Aaron is such an asshole? Like, why?
I'm like, what?
Why now say that?
Well, because I think it's like I've been encouraging her to call you and tell you the story. I'm like, no matter the story, it's not about Aaron. I don't want you, Nick Colterson, around my friend April. I'm sorry. I don't know you, Nick, but I can see fucking through you. I know you're his friend, but I'm like, you know what? People liked Ted Bundy too, okay?
He was very charming.
He was very attractive.
Very charming man. I can see through this bullshit. Don't try you and convince me somehow April, my friend April, wasn't arrested in your home when you said she wasn't living there with guns, drugs, and kids. Was Aaron there? No. That's my concern. All I give a fuck about is April. And why are you speaking for her? And I hate that you can encourage her still to do anything. If he were a good dude, he'd be like, April, we can't talk right now. Let me figure out my life with my kids. I got to get over this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But no, he still thinks he's, holier than thou. The trad dad. Fuck off. Absolutely not.
Well, it's like I said, his perspective is highly skewed because of maybe his state of mind. And I don't know that for sure, obviously, but that probably plays into it. Explain the culty thing. Did something happen that was culty?
No, it just seems to
he loves candles. No,
that's a very drastic word. And like,
I didn't know if he like texted you and he was like the blood of Christ.
I think what Keanu is saying. I think what Keanu's saying by culty means like he has the capacity to have a large influence over others, like. Just like how he has a huge fan base and people, he was seen as the Pope of LawTube and just he has a really big fan base. He has sway over folks.
Dude, can we talk for a moment? I don't know if you were there, Chrissy. It was like 2022 Matsuri, man. And I didn't even have a booth because Anna sucks or whoever set it up. They didn't even give me a booth. And I get there.
You're boothless. A man without a booth.
No booth. And I was sitting in Yellow Flash's booth. So a few people talked to me, whatever. But dude, like Nick had a line that was 100 yards long. And it never wasn't until the last day. There were still people in line. And you had to pull them away from the line. And I mean, he was just on top of the damn world. And it's crazy. It's just crazy to see a lot of this shit happen. I'm just like, damn, it's crazy. Because even the next year, I mean, he still had a lot of people there. Obviously, the line was shorter because he kind of broke away from doing trial streams, and that's kind of what people, a lot of the subscribers were there for that. And I had a long line last year because of Camelcast. That was cool.
Isn't that amazing? Like an anime convention could have fans of a LawTuber. It doesn't seem like they should all be at the same spot.
Push up.
Yeah, I hope so.
Hi, Cody. Hope to see you in Matsuri.
I hope so. I would love to go. It's not during a race weekend, but I don't know if Matsuri's doing the YouTube corner. I mean, if they are, I would gladly go. I loved it last year. I ate some Hattie's hot chicken, and I'm stupid as fuck, and I got the second hottest sauce, and I shat like fire, and I had a stomachache. Because I thought I could handle it. They did. It's what is it called? It's novelty hot. It's freaking novelty hot where they use capsaicin and shit. But I would love to go. It's my favorite. I love it so much, and that'd be cool. So and I'm pretty sure it's not during a race weekend. But during a race weekend, I can't do shit. It's full on. Like you wake up at 6 a.m. and you don't stop until you get out of the car.
Camelot, you should do like a day in the life of and just like vlog a typical day, like on race day, like you getting up, you having a snack, you putting on your race car outfit, like your whole thing. Can you
live stream like the race? Like, can you just put a camera in the car?
No, that'd be cool, but no, Fox has it's a no. You'll get like a $25,000 fine.
That would make sense. Yes.
What?
Yeah, that'd be cool though. Dude, I'd be all about that shit. If they were like, yeah, dude, go ahead. You can stream from GoPro 10s and up, bro. I'd be like, beep, stream YouTube.
Cody, have you peed your pants yet while race car driving?
No, you get so dehydrated immediately. That shit sucks.
Your
back up
body
in.
just absorbs your pee.
Yeah, dude. I had to kind of pee one time, like a little bit, right before I think Charlotte. I can't. It might have been Charlotte or Nashville, and I had to pee a little bit. And I got in that car, and we got about 50 laps in, and I started hyperventilating and shit. And then we get to the end of the race, and I get into the pits, and I'm about to pass out. And I did not have piss even a little, and I didn't have to piss for like an hour after that. So it sucked it right back up like photosynthesis.
Ooh.
It's crazy.
I love that.
My mom used to talk about drinking her own pee when she had cancer. She was like looking into a lot of strange organic cures and stuff. And I was like, Mom, don't drink your own pee. Like, just
That
die
sounds like
with
something
dignity.
Visconti would do. I'm like,
Yeah, don't
Visconti
drink your own
Yes.
pee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
wouldn't do
sure?
that. Yeah, no, I would just die. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna die. I'm just out.
It sounds like some sort of something like Visconti takes all matter of pills all day long. But to get rid of the spike proteins. I'm like, why is your pee so yellow? He's like, because I take shmishmat turmeric.
More water.
Yes. Let me read a couple of these because I think they have to do with our fair, lovely guest, race car driver, speed racer Cody. Bing, bing, bing. Thank you for the $5. Dan Uvox117. Okay. Glad you got Cody on, Keanu. Love watching this handsome man race. And Naked Snake is the best too. I'm sure it is. Oh, we do love that. We do.
Yeah, it's been great. Oh, I did that live. You were sitting there, weren't you?
I think I was. Yes.
Yeah, well, I did. I was drunk and I took my shirt off live in the 24 or the 43 hour. How long was that stream? It was like 3 days.
Oh my God, it was like 3 days.
Yeah. And I tried to sleep.
We did late night because you and I slept when you were hungover and me falling down the stairs woke you up.
Yeah. And then
but I slept all day that day too. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he gave me a biscuit and it saved me. Filthy.
Yeah.
God, dude,
really
he gave me a
about
biscuit,
you.
saved my life. And then that was fun. That's a lot of fun. But Gino's voice is so prominent and bolsterous that you couldn't even sleep anywhere.
Well, that house is very echoey. It's all
I could hear
wood
it.
and high ceilings.
I went up to Zia's room just to try to sleep on the floor, and I could still hear. I could hear every like inflection of his notes of his voice, even 3 floors up. It was crazy.
Imagine he was like, he's like spike proteins, COVID. Ah! Yes, exactly. And you're just like, I listen, Cody, I don't even hear it. Yeah. Fauci needs to be hung. We need to hang Fauci. And you're like, it's 4 a.m. No, listen, I don't even hear it anymore. I understand that though. Nat Clo, thank you for the $3. Stop gatekeeping for Rekieta Camelot.
Ooh, gatekeeping. Or
Gatekeeping?
Racate-keeping.
Nose
keeping? I like racate keeping.
Ricolta. Okay, he's not a cult leader, but he could be. And I just, where is April? Stop talking to her.
Hold on.
Rekieta.
I wouldn't blame Nick entirely for April not getting in touch with you because she's an adult. And I think back to when I was in a really abusive, shitty relationship. I was not in touch with my friends. I was not in touch with my family. It's because you're choosing. And in that moment, I knew because I knew talking to my family would be the beginning of facing the music on this relationship. I was like, I knew once I talked to my sister or mom or really told them the deal, that would set in motion events that would lead to me getting out of this relationship. You know what I mean? Because like I had people very close to me that were very concerned. And like the more you talk to them, it's like you're throwing up a fucking life preserver. You know what I mean?
But you don't want that life preserver.
Right.
I compared it to,
and she doesn't want that. She would rather, she's staying in it for the drugs, the relationship, whatever it is. She's not talking to you because she doesn't want to face the music. She'd rather stay in it than like begin the process of getting out. And she knows that's what a conversation with you would lead to. So she's choosing not. I don't buy this whole BS. Oh, she's scared to talk to you guys.
Oh, no.
Scary? Right. How are we scary?
Well, no, I 100% am not scary, and she knows that. But she knows I'm no bullshit. And I compared it to this, and I got a lot of shit for this. When I was in that fucking horrible abusive relationship, I'm not calling Nick an abuser, but he is definitely alienating her because the moment you talk to the people. So the best thing when I was in that situation, my good friends gave me tough love. That's why I said, you want to do this? Then no, I guess, not that you're thinking about my wedding, but no, you're not a bridesmaid, and no, you don't get a +1.
Well, that's what
Certainly not
happens when you're
right.
addicted to drugs or a
Fine.
bad relationship. You don't think about anybody but yourself. It is a big deal and a high honor to be asked to be in somebody's bridal party. Okay, you don't just like blow that off.
And tried like
and with it being as close as it is, her not calling you back, texting you back is like a fuck you.
Well, it's so yeah.
She knows, yeah.
Well,
she knows
the biggest thing in her mind, either consciously or subconsciously, is the path she takes. Will it affect her next hit? That's the most important thing in her life. That's the only thing that matters. If she's like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna go to Keanu's and I'm gonna stay for a couple days, she's not getting her hit in the next
Keanu doesn't have
minutes.
You know, there's one thing that you don't have at your place, Keanu, and that's heaps of cocaine.
No, if you would like some, literature on why Dr. Fauci's an asshole, I can give you that. But or turmeric, maybe we could snort that.
I have 4 copies of the book 1984. You know what I don't have? Heaps of cocaine.
Yeah, I definitely don't have any cocaine.
You want to read 1984, April? She's like, no, I think I'm gonna do cocaine instead.
I didn't even think even imagine that they would still be doing drugs, but I guess the pages of text that he wrote to me or messages on Instagram, I'm just like, why is this in your brain? Why isn't your wife or your children in your brain? Why are you messaging me? I guess that would be he's
because
either that much of a fucking arrogant prick, or
April is, I would imagine, the drug partner, the drug buddy. Because if she goes away, then now it's just you and your wife and the mess of your family and figuring that out. And like, wouldn't you want to keep your nice distraction around you?
It's a double-edged sword.
I think they both want Kayla out. April doesn't think that Kayla is good for Nick.
Who wants the pesky mother of your children here? Scram.
Yeah, exactly. Now that we have the children gone, let's get rid of the wife too. And we'll drive into the sunset.
Let's get real weird. Yeah.
The thing is, they're called addicts. They're not called sometimes icks. So like, yeah, I mean, you don't just stop using. You don't stop using just one day. Especially drinking.
You'd have to go to rehab somewhere where they take it out of your hand.
Yeah, and then as far as drinking go, it's actually dangerous. If you're like a hyper alcoholic, you can't just stop drinking. You could die, man. You gotta wean yourself off. You gotta go from 5 glasses to 4, 4 to 3, 3 to 2, 2 to 1 over the course of a couple weeks to not die from it.
And he was shaking in the like arraignment, like a video, even like I think I said to him too, I said, I don't care, just because you guys are getting clean and or what have you and removing the drugs and the booze from your home, the fact remains, I don't think April should be talking to any of you. I wish she never met you. And I'm not saying she's innocent, but I'm saying, why are you speaking for her? I won't know any of this until she calls me. That's it.
Yeah, Chrissy brought up a great point, actually. She's like, the April's the buddy. Mm-hmm. She's like the person, because you have that person that you want to sit, you have your routine, you want to sit, you want to watch your movie, you want to do the things.
Clearly, this didn't happen with just him and Kayla. So there's something about April and Nick together that makes.
She's like 27, right?
Spin out of control.
29.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Bro, you bring a 29-year-old maid into my house, Keanu. Yeah, I'm gonna be dumping them loads until then when she leaves. I'm like,
actually, right. But actually, wait, I was gonna ask you this. So he had been talking about April, and then I'll let you go. I know you're exhausted. I told you I'll keep you for an hour. He had been talking, the timeline to me doesn't match up. You said maybe 9-10 months he had been talking about April.
6, right?
It was October.
He said April and October.
That's only 6 months.
They met at that Nashville show, I thought. Am I crazy?
They met at the Minnesota show where my dad got murdered.
Was that in January?
He didn't get murdered there. It was in October. No, it was October 20th. It was October. That was the first time they met.
Well, that's 9 months.
No.
Yes,
6
it's
months.
June, Chrissy. What's wrong with you?
October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. 8 months.
So actually, it's a little bit longer than that's the other thing. I think that Nick had that in his brain. Like, I'm gonna, definitely try and get with April. Let me throw my wife at steel toe, see what comes up, because Aaron didn't have any idea about that. For the past 6 months, he was like, "Yeah, we're wife swapping." But Aaron, Nick thought, he's like, "Woohoo! Yeah, look, I got this hot chick too." I think it was all like a weird ruse. So he started talking to you like right after the October show. Yeah, that's fucking weird. Yeah.
Well, I've said that on my show. I'm like, yeah, when he met April, he stopped talking to me, and I don't know the reason why. I'm just saying that when he met him, that's when he stopped talking to me. So.
Here's one from dearest Aaron. Thank you for the $20, Aaron. Camelot is a good, honest guy. If you watch my show, I can understand his feelings about me. Also, aren't you on a why are you even watching? It's an unedited journey through my screwed up experiences. I have to go. Just wanted to support a great show later, guys. Yeah. Oh, that's
Aaron.
Nice.
I'm honest because I don't know how to not be because I'm stupid.
I don't know how to not be honest.
Intelligent. You have to be intelligent to be not honest. I feel like.
Oh.
So.
I know you have to go. I know you're exhausted. Now I've kept you longer than you needed to be here. But yes,
I have a flight. The ass crack. We're going to Iowa. We have the race on Friday at 7 p.m. on Fox Sports 1. It's my first race with the new team, CW Motorsports. Tim Pool's been promoting it. Everybody's been promoting it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm very, very excited. Hopefully, we have a great finish. And if we don't, hopefully we have a decent finish. And it's gonna be a lot of learning. New car, new everything. We're gonna be running the spec engines. We're gonna have everything good, all the good stuff at our disposal.
Why don't you use the same car every time?
Because all the cars are different. So if you're running a big track, it's a completely different kind of chassis. If you're running a short track, completely different. Super Speedway is completely different. You can't run a short car chassis. You can alter some stuff like truck arms and stuff, but generally what they'll do is they'll build a car just for Talladega and Daytona, and then they'll build a car just for mile and a halves in Michigan and stuff, and then they'll build cars that are short track cars that are really, really aggressive setup. It's because you can change things around to make something work somewhere else, but it takes a long time, a lot of money, and the car won't be up to scuff. Generally, when you buy a chassis or you get one built for you, it's a short track chassis when it's birthed. So that's what it needs to be used for.
Birthed.
So yeah,
birthed
we have
by one of the garage bunnies. I learned that term.
Is that what they're called? Bunnies?
Yeah,
the garage bunnies.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to come up with names for the girls like that he might be seeing on the track. I said track tricks, track tramps, car courtesans. He was like, Keanu, they're called garage bunnies. So we can stop talking about that now. Oh. Okay, so that is June 14th in Iowa, and we can and we can support you on Fox News or Fox Sports.
Fox Sports, FS1, 7 p.m. It should be on most cable. Most everybody has it on cable. If you don't, it's on Sling. If you don't have that, you have Fox Sports app. It's on that. If you don't have that, it's on Flow Racing as well. So they put it on everything. And make sure you go follow my new team on Twitter. They're almost to 1,000 followers. They were at 80 2 days ago. Now they're almost at 1,000. Go give them some love. Just find me on Twitter. I'm sure I'm somewhere around here. So one of the mods can post my Twitter, and then you'll find it on there.
It would be right here.
For a race, like a go-gurt. What's your typical do your day in the life of blog? I'll watch it.
Yeah, it's mainly me waking up and then yawning, and then going to the track and drinking Monsters and sitting in the hauler in the AC for like 6 hours. Yeah, and then of course I have to do all kinds of media events, you'll do like a scheduled interview. They usually do like a 15-minute spot for all the people, and then we'll do photos and stuff. This is the sport that runs all of it.
Ooh, you have to bend over the car seductively.
Yeah, it's all mandatory. And then
Chrissy, if you look at his Instagram, he's got this like sexy walking towards in his like like he's by the car, and it's like an American song. It's very cool. Very cool.
Yes.
It looks awesome.
It is very cool. I look very cute.
It is very cool. And also, here, I made this in honor of you.
Oh, look at your little outfit. Oh, I love it.
For your, in honor of you, everybody in the chat right now, they all get 100 Camelot cash bundle. And
Real.
Camelot, I'm
Yeah.
giving you for your health and good luck in your next race. You can't cash them yet because they're not in the bank, but I'm giving you 1 million Camelot cash bundle.
Even better.
That's really cool.
That was a
Hell
lot. So
He gets his own
And
currency.
Yes.
This has been so much fun. I know you're exhausted. Thank you for hanging out with us, Camelot. Oh my gosh. Everybody go follow him everywhere and watch his race in Iowa on June 14th. And we'll speak soon to you. Bye.
All right. Appreciate you guys. Love you, Chrissy. Bye.
Love you, bye.
Oh, he's just the sweetest.
Oh.
Everyone
His
follow him
Instagram is funny. All his poses are like,
I know. He's so cute. Oh my
he's
God.
in his race car pajamas, like
and
outfit,
then
whatever
walking
it's called.
towards the camera.
like a
or the
onesie. It's like
race
Yeah,
car
he's like-
pajamas. His stuff, whatever. It's the outfit that protects you from burning to death or something. right?
yeah. Car jammies.
Car jammies. Yes. Let me read a couple of these. What are you doing, Chrissy? Other than you went out to dinner tonight?
I was feeding the bean. I'm concerned that maybe my father-in-law ate one of my lactation bars, but that's neither here nor there. He sometimes eats my snacks, and I had some Kind bars the other week, and he really took to those. So I'm just concerned that he will not check the label and eat these.
What happens
That's
if
what
you eat the lactation bar? What happens if I eat one?
I don't know. I don't know what will happen.
I'll give us Gandhi for a second here. Can you talk, Crazy? I have to pee. Come talk to Chrysanthemum for a second. Then we have a few super chats, and I know you probably have to feed in a moment or two. Or are you okay? Here,
I
talk
just
to
fed
Gandhi
him.
about your breasts. Here,
I have to pee.
I fed him at 9:30. I'm good for a minute.
What's up with your breasts? Hi. I'm here
Hi.
for the breasts.
I'm just worried your agent may have eaten one of my lactation bars.
Are you kidding?
Fine. I don't know for sure. Hopefully not.
Do the
I'll have
bars
to label
make
them.
you produce milk, or they loosen
They
your
do. They
nipples?
have a proprietary blend of herbs.
Come on.
Organic moringa, organic shatavari root, turmeric, coconut, oats.
How come when you say it, it sounds scientific, but if I say organic moringa, it sounds racist?
What did you call me?
Oh my God, I had to dodge 3
Flaxseed?
organic moringas in my neighborhood on the way home.
It's these damn moringas. They're ruining the neighborhood. They're taking
Funny
the
when you
property
say
value down.
If I see one more moringa, organic or native,
thank you.
she was being racist, Keanu.
Oh, no, I highly doubt that. How would you?
My agent is
Yeah,
not-
Gino is looking very thin and chic.
Yay! See?
Gotta get ready for the wedding. We're
Was
all
he-
excited about it, baby.
Oh, right. Is he on a wedding diet?
Oh yeah. See,
I'm
he
going-
thinks he's
I'm
fat
heading
every
towards
day.
one. I'm heading towards one. I said today how good Chrissy looked. You've got that glow. I said it on In Hot Water.
She's pregnant.
I need to go on a.
again.
I need to go on a wedding diet.
Mm.
No,
for
no,
sure.
no. He applied for the wrong marriage license.
By the way, if I could say,
Did he apply? What do you mean the wrong? Did you apply for a gay marriage license? How can you get the wrong one?
That's
Yes,
the right
he
one.
thought I was Dylan.
No, apparently I was applying for a New York one, but we have to get one in South Kakalaki because that's where the ceremony.
I talked to my
Oh.
wedding planner today. I'm like, do you know, did the marriage license or what? She's like, well, you can't do it. She has a weird accent. You can't do
You
it.
can't do it until just before.
You have to do it in South Carolina, and then well, you have to do it online for South Carolina, sign them there, and then bring it
Why
back.
am I here? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here. So he did that. So now you did it once, you can do it again. But
how hard could it be to do it twice?
oh my
Look
gosh,
at that. He did the stamps and now this.
my God, he's killing it. He's killing it. I'm gonna bring Mickey in here.
Are
in a
you
minute.
on a wedding diet, Kiki? Are you on any kind of regime?
I don't know what to do other than just eat Skittles and.
Keep eating. Are you out of
Self-plan.
hair gummies? Should I send you more?
Oh no, I've been taking them. My hair seems
Okay.
to be better. I don't.
Okay.
I could do some. I've been trying to go up and down the stairs like over and over and over again for like a workout, but I don't know.
You don't need to. Obviously, you don't need to drop weight at all. You're like, God. Even if you did 4 push-ups, you'd be the morning of. You'd be fine.
I keep thinking I'm like, it would be really cool if I had like some cool muscle in my arm because my dress has sleeveless or whatever.
Have you gotten in touch with the dress people yet?
No, well, right. They haven't called me yet. Maybe I should because they said they would call me in the summer. Yeah. And also I know that they're probably not going to make the adjustments that I made to my liking. So,
check in, like see if they.
Yeah, maybe I should give them a call, I guess.
And then like, when do they want you to come in for tailorings?
That's all they said. They were like, we'll give you a call in the summer. I'm like, isn't it the summer now? My God, please.
Technically not till the 21st, but whatever. I think the first hot day means it's summer.
Oh, the 21st? Oh, okay. So that's not even the summer.
I think June is summer though. I think it's weird to call June spring.
I had a weird like emotional breakdown because we just sent our wedding and okay. Also, I'll talk to you about this. Your husband gave me a literal heart attack.
He does that.
He's so good at Photoshop.
I know. Did you tell the people?
If it weren't for Missy, Missy B sending me, she was like, "We got the invite," and I like she'd send a picture. She was like, "Look, blah blah blah," and then Chrissy's lovely husband sent us a picture of the invite that we had just sent out. My mom sent them out to our group chat with me, Gino, and Chrissy and Frank. And he said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so silly. I didn't realize I had the date wrong." I went, and he made it for a different date in October. I was on the floor. I'm like,
he made it look like you had sent out all the wrong dates.
He's too good. He's too good. And then I immediately went and looked at the other ones. I'm like, okay, it must be a joke, right? He was so good. No, it really did. My heart was just pounding. Terrible. Let me read a few of these before we get off the Cody subject. We saw that. Dun 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 dun. Bing 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 bing. I should have read this while he was here. Glad you got. Oh, love watching it. Nick Snake. Yes, we saw that. Okay. Let's see. Nat Clo 2.0. Thank you for the $3. Stop gatekeeping for Rekieta, Camelot. Okay.
Rekieta keeping.
Rekieta keeping. Yes, I don't think he's doing that.
He had a great point how he said Aaron's the only one not hot.
He did. That is a great point, actually.
The only one he's not hot?
Hi.
Oh. I was like,
he's the only one who's not hot.
And that's why he's the odd man out. No.
No, he was having sex too with the wife.
Catching tips, I'm sure.
McGuinevere, thank you for the $4.99. Hello, Cody. I lurk in your chat all the time. We love you so much. Welcome to Underworld Tuesday. Oh, get on that board. I know I should have asked him. He only had an hour. He's exhausted. I know. But when he comes back, I didn't want to even. I always wanted him on here, but I didn't want to talk to him about such a heavy subject. And I know he only had an hour. So the next time.
It's okay.
I'm sure we'll have more fun.
Good.
Deranged Lunatic, aka DL. Thank you for the $1.99. Did you all hear what happened to this channel? What happened?
Wow, no. What a cliffhanger, Deranged.
What happened to it? It was weird. Hail Cody. Thank you for the $2.79. Very specific number. Internet. Thank you for the $10, Ron. Kaniska. Internet friends are not true friends. They are acquaintances.
Well, they can become true friends.
Yeah. All right, Ron. All right, Ron. Daniel Yeager, thank you for the $5. Camelot, would you ever hang out with Weston? I should have read this. Champion, Zach Martins, or Lacey Blair? Did you check out his backyard burnout party? I don't know what that means, but I love you. Here,
it's probably race car related.
Yes. have 100 Camelot cash bundles. Hopefully that makes it better. Good night, Mr. Thompson, for 8 months. Thank you. Cody, if you're racing near me, I'll stop in. Yay! $1.99. Thank you, Maximus 2400 for the $1.99. Camelot, stop being Rekieta's Baldo guard. He's not. He said he thinks that
he was fair, and
Yeah.
he was more than fair. And what do you expect? He's his friend.
But also, hello, Bo Patricia. Thank you for the $2. Hello, Bo Patricia.
Bolt.
I think he was very fair. And actually, he put something into my head that is different. I'm like, I can't imagine that they're still using. He's like, why wouldn't they be?
Did the cops take it all? Probably.
Oh, you mean the drugs? Sorry. Because Zia's channel
probably.
got demonetized.
They probably wouldn't have left it at the house.
They didn't leave it there. Yeah. But like, he's like, because I guess he grew up with addicts or whatever. Yeah. Well, I guess why wouldn't they be? If they're still talking to each other, I think that's absolutely insane. Like,
yeah, why would you quit cold turkey if you're not in jail and you have the means, and you still know your dealer's phone number? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you do it? It's like if somebody was like,
not.
don't use your Hitachi magic wand, Chrissy, but it's right there sitting in my drawer, fully charged.
Right. Exactly.
Don't do it,
even though that's not illegal.
I mean, that's actually a terrible example, because if I would lose my kid over it, I would throw it into the ocean.
Wouldn't
I would
you
turn it on.
Yeah,
I would turn it on, then throw it into the ocean.
Addiction is powerful, apparently, but wouldn't you think if you had your... What is he thinking? What is he fucking thinking? And I'm still not trying to not give April any accountability here.
We don't know. We don't know anything for sure, but
yeah, I just don't think they could be in contact. And he basically told me they were. So
the kids are already taken away. They're already, I guess they're
they're gone. He's like, I'm gonna drive around in my car and stream with my shitty new haircut.
Oh, you look so cool in that.
It is a cool. It's not a bad haircut. I know I felt good the first time I got my hair did after giving birth.
You look marvelous. He went to jail and got his kids taken away. You gave birth and got a nice haircut. He that's a different story. You know, not trying to shit on him, but I just think, why is he driving around?
You know what it is? I think it's easier for you to be mad at Nick than it is for you to be mad at April, because you guys were really close, and
I'm mad at them both.
Yeah.
I think I'm not. Yeah, no, I guess I'm not mad at her, but I don't like him speaking.
You're just disappointed. I think you're disappointed.
I'm not even disappointed. I'm more like, why can't I hear from April? Why are you, weirdo, talking to me? I know Aaron's foibles. Aaron knows his foibles. Okay. And
right, then you start to think, is she too messed up to work her own phone? Like, what state is she
I've encouraged her to talk to you. I've done this. I'm like, I don't want you to encourage her to do anything. I don't want her anywhere near you. I think that would be the rational thing for all of them to do. Separate. Even the wife. Good. Kids are gone. Wife, you should probably leave too. Clearly, these two freaks don't want you anymore. You should go to get sober. Nick, go get sober or whatever.
It's all heartbreaking. Imagine you give somebody like 18 years of your life. You birth 5 of their children, only to have them just start fucking around on you on a whim.
And then have the woman living in your house with your 5 children.
Yeah. And I'm sure Kayla's never been arrested before. You know what I mean? Like, she gets arrested. She's like less than 100 pounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's pretty cut and dry to me. I mean, unless fucking, I mean, I think April's my friend. I don't know Nick. He seemed like a charming, lovely, intelligent human being from the limited contact I had from him. But He messaged me, I mean, page after page. I'm like, you're not telling me anything. I'm like, I don't care about any of this.
Do you think
Why
it was
can't April say this
so
to
what's
me?
what's his motivation for messaging you? Do you think it is to stop you from contacting her, or does he want you to contact her more? Like what
He's been
does he get out of
encouraged.
that?
He wants me to know he's been encouraging her to contact me. I'm like,
So maybe it's to keep you, it's to plug you up, to keep you from saying bad things about him.
yeah, it's
Because
about him.
if he's been encouraging her to reach out to you, well, that's on her. Then it's not his fault. So maybe he just doesn't
well,
like you.
what you need to know is that Aaron's a monster, and he put her things out in the driveway in the rain. Like, divorces are hard. That sounds horrible. Where is my friend? That's awful. Okay. What is that your huge thing that you were going to tell me? That's terrible. I don't know. Whatever. Fine. I don't care. I said to him, I wish she had never met any of you, Aaron included. Aaron has been the only one atoning for anything.
Well,
that he's
think
done.
about this. Think about this. I'm sure you've heard the story of how April met Aaron and how they like fell in love, got married. She started out, I think, a fan of Aaron's. She was a fan of his local. Imagine being a fan of anybody doing local radio. That's a little sad to begin with, but anyway, small town, no judgment. So think about it. That's how she became enamored with Aaron. Fan first. Fan of the radio. What is Nick? A huge YouTuber with a lot of fans.
Aaron's
Commanding
been saying that too, right? And then
she became a fan of Nick. Same things. Kind of like fell in the same way. And you add drugs to that mix, it's just going to amp everything up.
And Camelot said that time. So he said, I've been hearing about April since October. Why would you be hearing about April since October? Thought you guys were just hanging out as friends. I don't think even Aaron knew, like, what was going on for, like, a long time. I think Nick was definitely talking to her and like, that's horrible. But if you're not,
it's a good lesson to everybody. Even if you think, wow, my relationship's good, is solid, this kind of thing could never happen. Don't ever think that you know your partner inside and out. Never stop getting to know your partner. Like, don't ever think you have them figured out, because that's the moment where they might go looking for something somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like, even if there's like a little bit of a hole and some nice new person or flashy thing kind of starts to fill that hole. That's why you have to keep checking in with your person to be like, you got any holes? All right, just checking, because once there's holes.
Visconti?
Yes, babe.
Do you have any holes? Does our relationship have any holes?
No. One extra hole could ruin a relationship. Ask Aaron.
That's right. That's good. That's a good answer.
Yes.
Would you ever want to swap wives?
I thought it was cute when you were on that stream on Sipcast. Like, there's no grooming us.
There is no grooming us.
Yeah.
Be like, get away.
Hair, I'm ungroomable.
Ungroomable.
I know. I have a picture of the back of your head actually to show Chrissy. Too.
Did I not say? Like, I didn't realize the four of them were in bed together.
Oh yeah. Where the fuck does that come from? Actually, if Aaron were, it's so funny. I can't even believe that. It's unbelievable. Anyway, well, that is what it was. That's not why I invited Camelot on the stream, you guys. But I've been meaning to have him on for a long time. Next time it will be more fun, more lighthearted. But yeah, I don't know.
No, it's okay. I feel like you're grieving a friendship. It feels like a loss. It feels like a loss for so many people.
Yeah, I'm just repulsed. He's like, she's not living with me. Oh, also, you got a text back from April. Gino got a text back from April. I took a look at those texts. I don't even think it's April.
No.
100%. And if it's if it's April, then at least he was there sort of guiding what she said. And I will
There was an I think she had an editor.
Yeah, right. Even the way it was formatted looks like about 100 messages I got on Instagram. She never texted like that. So, woo!
It's hard to know when someone's hasn't really been in touch with you for like a couple months.
Right. Why does Gino get a
I
text
look at my
back?
text with her. It's like March 4th, how are you? April 2nd, how are you doing, April? May 25th, how's it going? Thinking of you. May 31st, hey April, how are you? It's like at a certain point, I feel like an asshole. Like, what am I gonna keep sending
bothering
out texts
you
like an
right.
idiot? Yeah.
No, right. That's exactly how mine go too. She answered me once when I texted her on Kiki time, which is like 5 a.m. I wonder why. Time. Yeah. No, the green, that's all me, right? It's like a fucking, but Gino gets a response back, which I think is from fucking Colty Mick Ted Bundy Nickerson. But that's just my opinion. And then it's like I know I've been distant. I'm ashamed of this. And I've been distant from everyone is basically, that was when this was before all this happened.
Yeah,
I said,
I like Coke more than I like being friends with you all.
I said, just call me. We don't have to talk about any of this. Don't be ashamed of anything. Let's just call me and laugh so you can hear a friend's fucking voice. So again, this is where I'm going to
send me a picture of you holding today's newspaper.
Yeah, would ya? Right, Nick, I've encouraged her to reach out to you. I don't want to hear from you. Okay, I want her to call me. And you know what else? I don't want you to be able to encourage her to do anything.
God, what if he's making sure she's not in touch with Aaron? I don't know. I used to date a guy who was very much let me see your phone. So who knows?
Yeah. He's like, she's not living here. I said, is she living in the place next door? And then he skirted around that. I'm like, okay, so that's where you said she was living when she got arrested in your home with guns, drugs, and kids. I don't give a fuck what you think about Aaron or what she thinks about Aaron. I don't like that she's still in contact with you. Is that okay? Bottom line, I don't think her life is ruined. But if she doesn't get away from you and Aaron,
yeah. You know, I have a family member in a bad in what I think is a terrible relationship situation, and you cannot force somebody to get out of that. You have to.
You can't. Yeah.
You have to be available for when they ask you for help, but you cannot. Like, if I were to completely like drop my whole life and reorient things to help this person, and they haven't even asked for help, by the way, but it's like I know who this person was before the relationship, and they are not that person anymore, and it's sad because we used to be very close. But it's like when I get sad, it's like, oh no, like I'm grieving the person I lost, not who they are right now. And that's what a lot of times when people have breakups, what makes it hard for them to get over it, because they glamorize and they miss what the relationship could be, instead of like, who is the person that was staring you in the face the day you broke up? That is the person that you're dealing with, not the person from 6 months ago, 6 years ago.
You have this, like, you're like, oh my gosh, but this time, or you think of, you have nostalgia for when it was good, or when we were all in the hot tub, and then Nick snuck me away, and then Aaron, we tricked him into thinking that Kayla liked him. Like, okay, those were great times, fueled by blow. I understand it. And again, you've been through this too. I've been through it, like, and I'm not saying that Nick is abusing her in a physical way. I've been in an abusive relationship, right? Best thing my friends ever did to me, they were like, when they figured out what was happening, okay, we'll let this go once. You leave this person. If not, we'll be there for you when you're done with him, because we have to give you tough love now. That's the only reason. I got some shit for being like, you're not invited to my wedding anymore. But if she's even thinking about my wedding.
Did you actually formally rescind any type of bridesmaid offer or invitation? Did you send her an invitation?
No, I just sent one to Aaron, because I don't think she gives a fuck about it anyway.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Right. Which makes me sad. Again, I said if she came to her senses, but I can't be like that. She has to have some tough love. she needs to, at this point, she got out scot-free, right? The fact that she's still in contact with him, let alone probably basically living with him.
That's her choice. Yeah.
So I
Think
gotta
about
do a
it.
tough
What's
love
better
thing here.
to like keep living with the guy that you're like, you have this, you're currently enamored with, right? Because the relationship has the new car smell plus drugs, right? What are you gonna stay with that, or you're gonna go live with your parents and face the music? You're gonna stay with the new car smell.
Well, the new car smell home where it got battering rammed in while you were in it? I mean, is that...
No, it's a Jeep Wrangler with no doors. It's still fun. You're flying by the seat of your pants.
Carmen, yes, I will see you tomorrow. Bye, Carmen. Thank you. No, yeah, I don't really have a... That's my bottom line. I told I told Aaron I'm not going to read or put up screenshots of every message that he sent me, but I will, because I feel like that's icky, but I'll try and read. I'm going to read my responses on Aaron's show, and I'm going to read pretty much what he said, anything that I feel like is warranted. But I don't want to just sit there and, read exactly what he said, but because it's nonsense. It's basically nonsense, and I'm trying to be nice. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve, a life of happiness as well, but
it is hard. Yeah. It's hard, like, figuring out, like, I don't know. You're in a hard position because, like, if it's me and a friend was like, it's like the line between intervention and like, well, fuck it. I guess you'd rather not be my friend anymore. Like, I would take that as a rejection, and like, when I feel rejected, I disappear. Like, I'm, usually when someone rejects me or shows a sign of like backing off, I back the fuck off double, So I think
it's not that to me. Like, rejection, I feel like I, for some reason, am the only one that hasn't really heard from her. And yet this weirdo is messaging me saying, I've encouraged her to reach out to you.
Right. Why are you the closest friend?
Right. Why? Right. Okay. Do you know what you say? Hello?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, no, you were going to say it like you're the last boss in the
Oh, yeah.
game.
Oh, Gino's theory is I'm like the last boss in the video game.
Yeah.
If he can get me to be like, oh, yes, Aaron is a doofus.
Yeah.
And an asshole.
And it plays
I'm like, no, I don't care. Why is my friend talking to you, you dick?
But it plays into what you're saying, where the messages aren't from her that I don't think they are. That you're getting. But he wants us to think, all right, well, or maybe they're kind of him influenced. But now once I kind of have those guys, like under control, I'm going to fucking go through Keanu, the one she's closest with,
Right.
And if I can just like whatever he's trying to do, get Keanu and be like, you know what, Nick's right. He's really like with these texts. Like if you were to go, you know what, Nick's right. He's really concerned about you, April.
He said
and then he'll be like, you should call her now. Once you text back Nick, like and say whatever, he'll be like, all right, hey April, you know what? I really think you should call her. That's what it is. He's driving in a car. You're driving in a car, you fucking piece of shit.
He sucks.
You really miss your kids. Oh, the wind whipping through your fucking hair.
Your shitty
and
haircut.
again, I'm dumb. You're so much smarter than us. Ugh.
No, I'm telling you, when this all comes out, April is, I have no idea. She's 100% at least functionally living with him still. He's probably at least guiding what she says to you and to Gino. He's messaging me trying to control this narrative. And honestly, that's a fucking disgusting thing to do. Your kids aren't in your house. We don't even know if your wife is in your house.
More rooms to do coke in, though.
I guess
Gotta look at the bright side.
And someone messaged, a fan of Steel Toe Show messaged Aaron and said, or emailed him and said, I was at a local bar and I saw Nick and April come pick up a to-go pizza. They're unrecognizable. That could be somebody just.
They're eating.
I guess. Or was there blood? Was there an 8-ball in the pizza? We don't know, Minnesota.
We're doing cocaine off the pizza. We're not going to eat it.
No, maybe they're like, look, Spicer, we're eating. Woo. Or whatever the fucking town is called. There's only so many places they could be. So if she's hanging out with them at all. Oh, the landline's ringing.
I love that.
It's got to be
retro.
Okay, yeah, no, we're not doing landline calls. Anyway.
Did he give out his landline?
I gave it to Joey Dago and
Asian women calling, by the way.
Asian women?
Well, not like Asian prostitutes.
What do you mean you get Asian women calling? Anyway.
It's Asian. It's someone speaking Chinese and it's a woman, but it's like an automated whatever. It's a prank.
Everyone hit the like button.
Boy, that came out wrong.
Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe. I'm going to show you Gino's wedding hair that I'm embarrassed by.
Ooh.
And then I'm going to wrap this up because I, for one, am exhausted. I can't imagine how you feel. How's the bean?
Oh, he looks like a Cupid doll. He's good.
A Cupid doll. I'm so glad you picked that up.
They're like, yeah. And I've decided I'm going to spend this decade of my life collecting and purchasing Cupid dolls.
Chrissy texted me today and said, this is why she just texted me this random baby doll. And I went.
That's what my baby looks like. It makes the same face.
I did. I went, what's that? She was like, it's a Cupid doll. He said, well, what does it do?
What doesn't it do?
She was like, sits there. I'm like, okay.
It's my new thing.
Yeah, we were talking about. Then she goes, look,
there's all different
married
kinds.
Couple.
They're getting married.
This one's a married couple.
The bride looks like she got punched in the cheek.
Yeah.
Look, zoom
in.
It's zoom in on the man's face.
I don't even know if
male.
I can.
Probably can't.
Oh wait. Oh no.
He looks shell shocked.
He does. Look at him.
Yeah, the dolls are popular in the 60s. They're retro.
We were talking about, she was like, okay, I'll come on.
Vintage.
And then she's like, look at these two married Cupid dolls. And then I'm like, all right. And then she sent me this one. I'm like, oh, a black one. And then she said, this is what you do when you don't have sex anymore. I'm like, is she losing it?
I understand old people now.
I will burn these cursed dolls.
No, some of them are crazy looking, but some of them are cute.
Did you order them?
Like, not yet.
Chrissy,
I just like the ones that are like.
Actually, when she sent the black one, I was like, oh, it's a little black one. She went, get it out of my sight.
That's a callback to my baby shower because
yes,
people give you diapers at your baby shower. And then, because it's the 2020s, they have to put diverse babies on the cover of these diaper boxes.
And as a joke.
And then Keanu's job was to bring presents and then like take away the wrapping paper. And then I would open it and be like a black kid on the diaper box. I'd be like, get out of my sight.
Get it out of my sight.
Get it away.
This is the last thing I'll say. I think Michaeline has probably gone to bed at this point because I know we went a little long with Camelot, and I don't want to take up too much more of Chrissy's time, and also I'm exhausted because we're busy ladies, as you know.
Did you have an early morning? Oh no, your steel toe day is Thursdays, isn't it?
Thursdays, yes. And then we go to South Carolina this weekend, so I'm trying to just take it easy. And it was a long weekend.
That's this weekend. Is this the tasting weekend?
No, that's in August. But I had a long ass meeting with the wedding planner today.
Oh, good.
That might be why I'm so exhausted. But Gino applied for the wrong wedding license, which I guess makes sense because I guess we have to do the South Carolina one and then print them out and then take them there. Then you sign them. Then you file them here. But at least he's trying. But also, he has not had a haircut, Chrissy, since
before the pandemic.
Before. I'm like, what is it? I'm like, it's 3 times a week. There's just chunks of hair in the shower.
He's doing it himself. Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't need to be 3 times a week.
That's an exaggeration.
Michaeline, I texted you. Come in if you're not sleeping.
He's like Edward Scissorhands. He's just pruning himself.
Yeah, but big chunks. I noticed him.
Maybe they're pubes, Keanu.
I'll show you the proof.
He is Italian.
The pubes. It could be a mixture of both, but
every time I hear his voice talking to you off camera, I just imagine he's cutting his pubes off in huge chunks. That's what I always visualize.
Just sitting there. Oh
yeah.
My God. But so I've said just get a regular haircut before the wedding, okay? They're gonna be like,
treat
we don't
yourself.
know what you. It's been how many
get
years?
a hot shave, a hot headband, whatever they can do at the barber.
Right. It's been 4 years since he's had a haircut. I'm like, just get a regular one. They can maybe fix whatever the fuck is going on, right?
Yeah.
I looked at the back of his head the other day, and this is what it was. He's not balding. May have a receding hairline, but he's definitely not balding. This is what I found. Look at this.
Yeah, that's just he flew too close to the sun there. You know, with a real haircut, they could even that out. They could shave his neck. They could.
I don't mind shaving his back and neck even.
Okay.
I find it fun. But like he cut
his neck,
so
his
close.
back, his
pussy
pussy
and his crack.
Yeah, he just took too many chunks out there.
That's insane. That's like mental illness. What's going on?
It almost looks like he ripped it out, like he was mad at himself. Yeah, no. Tell him to stop cutting his own hair now so that it might look even by the wedding.
He's gonna have to shave his head. I don't know if you noticed on the website I put it's formal. Headbands are allowed but discouraged.
Oh, I love that.
I did. But no, I don't understand this. He's like, the more I'll just take out a little bit more and a little bit more. He cut right down to his skull.
Like someone took a bite out of it.
It looks like a lawnmower went over his head. This is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, you know, it looks like someone hit him in the head with a bottle, and those are like scars, and the hair won't grow back there.
He did that with scissors. I don't understand. I don't like it. I don't know.
No,
I'm not a bridezilla, but I feel that might be.
Yeah, you're not a bridezilla for not wanting him to just cut his own hair.
No, I just disinvited one of my bridesmaids who I need to get away from a culty junkie. That's all. Not a bridezilla at all. Also, I don't know about Zia's channel. I don't know why. That sounds terrible. One more super chat. Be more Lentz 1916 $2. Your soon-to-be husband is a lucky man. Thank you so much. Aww. Guys, I know this hasn't been the most normal untoward Tuesday, but tomorrow we are back for Keanu Cast Wednesday. Me, Michaeline, we have a very special guest who I will tell you. You will see it in the thumbnail. It's one of Lainey's guests, so I believe it's somebody within the porn industry, which we're very excited about. Yes. That was fun. Reed Street Soap Company, promo code KikiBucks for 15% off. I'm gonna cap this one since we did a 5-hour one the other week. I'm gonna cap this one at 2 hours and 12 minutes. I love you. I'm glad you heard us. I'm glad you saw us. I'm glad you felt us. Tune in tomorrow for Keanu Cast. You guys are the eels, hips, cats, pajamas, bees, knees. Kiki and Chrissy out. Mwah.
Bye.